Just came back from watching The Strangers Part 1. Oh boy. Talk about cliched stuff, man. I don't know. I feel like this is the year of the cliched horror genre. For those of you who saw the original Strangers, the one with Liv Tyler in it, this movie is basically a paper cutout of that movie. Like, if you saw that one, you're probably okay if you don't catch this one. I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm saying just don't expect that much of a difference. There are some differences. Especially towards the end, but it's still not enough to really gravitate towards something bigger. What does the story follow? Well, it follows, like I said, the same thing as The Strangers from years ago. It's a couple, 5 years together, and they are driving. They're doing a cross-country road trip, and because of car trouble, they stay at an Airbnb. And while they're there, they they're visited by some kooky, crazy people with masks and knives and hatchets and all of that lovely horror stuff that they're stalking. And the second half of the movie is them basically trying to survive that. Okay? Kind of like the first movie, like I said. It's not a remake. It's definitely not a remake. I don't see it as a remake. I see it as a sequel. It's a sequel. Because, you know why? I'm going to believe it's a sequel because it had these joints, these babies right here. And if I'm correct, in the original film, these weren't around yet. I got to remember what year that came out. But I remember it came out quite a while ago. So, yeah, the girl and the guy, they try to escape. They do whatever they can to get away. The guy has problem with asthmatic issues, so he has an inhaler. So you see him trying to troubleshoot around that and all this melee. Okay, I this is not a movie I would watch again. It's definitely not a grabber. In fact, it was very stupid on many accounts because, there were people in the audience were laughing at certain parts because it was just so dumb, the mistakes they were making. Basically, they took every kind of silly trope in a movie like this that involves killers. You think Friday the 13th or something like that. And they kind of like combined it and made it all happen in one movie, right? And that's what you have in The Strangers Part 1. People going, what? Why would there's one part where it stretches. It lasts for like almost like 3 minutes, I think, and everybody's and I'm wondering, what are you doing? I'm talking about the guy of the couple. I'm like, what are you doing? If that I was like, oh man, come on, man, really? Like, would you have really done, like, if you put yourself into that kind of a situation where you're surrounded by maniacs trying to like kill you in a house in the middle of nowhere, don't you think you would use other methods of survival in your head? Wouldn't that kick in to a certain extent? Huh? You get none of that here. So I'm going to give The Strangers Part 1 2 coffee cups. 2. 1, because of that delivery, and 2, also, because I didn't mention this earlier, their suspense sequences are too long. Like, the girl's in the hallway, and she's like, what's that noise? And that joint lasts for like 5 to 10 minutes, and you're like, will you hurry up already? Like it was like that. And that happened like, I think 3 times in the movie, where you're kind of just like, oh, it's on now, and then like 3-4 minutes later, you're just like, it doesn't compute. Okay, so there's the issue. the delivery wasn't well paced. It didn't pace well, and it took away from the suspense. It became monotonous. That's why I gave it 2 coffee cups. I can't deal with it. It definitely leaves open for a sequel, which is why I guess they called this one part 1. So I guess they're gonna make a Strangers part 2. And there was kind of like a post-credit scene that was very unnecessary, in my opinion, very unnecessary, and even made it dumber than the way it ended. Though there was an interesting twist at the end that made you go, "Oh, okay, that didn't happen in the first film," but it doesn't improve it. It just doesn't do it. So that's my review of The Strangers Part 1. 2 coffee cups. I'll still enjoy and like my coffee. Do you like your coffee? How do you like your coffee? Why don't you comment below and tell me how you like your coffee? Light and sweet? Do you like it all black? Do you like how do you like it? Iced coffee? Huh? Starbucks? Dunkin' Donuts? Bustelo? Horror movies. That's what this is all about. Horror and coffee. Please, if you like what you see here, consider subscribing and tap on that bell for future notifications for future horror and coffee content. I will be here again for more horror films to come and more live streams. I have some ideas I'm toying with right now. You know what I'll do? I'll probably make a video of putting out my ideas for live streams, so that you, as my audience, can let me know what interests you. Because some of my live streams get a lot of views, and some of them barely get any at all, because I guess the interest just isn't there. So you live and you learn, right? Until next time, until the next horror movie, this is Rob Perez, Horror and Coffee. Take care, guys.